So earlier today, we heard testimony from former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch. So now she was testifying, and alongside of that testimony was literally live witness intimidation from President Trump. So now Yovanovitch had testified that she was the target of a concerted smear campaign led by Trump allies, including Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump Jr., and also alleged that her allies were being manipulated by corrupt officials in Ukraine who were angry at her work in trying to fight corruption in the country. Now, Donald Trump says, well, I want to fight against Ukrainian corruption, but his deal is, well, yeah, but we're going to fight that by going after Joe Biden. Instead of Maria Yanovovich, that's a really hard name to say, Yovanovitch, going after corruption in Ukraine from Ukrainians. But okay, anyway, so now Donald Trump, who is hate watching along during these hearings, did tweet this out. He said, "Everywhere Marie Yovanovitch went turned bad. She started off in Somalia. How did that go? Then fast forward to Ukraine, where the new Ukrainian president spoke unfavorably about her in my second phone call with him." Gee, is that in a shocker? It is the U.S. president's absolute right to appoint ambassadors. No, of course that's true. And I mean, look, that's what happened with Gordon Sondland. Gordon Sondland gave him $1 million, and in return for that $1 million, he became an ambassador. That's actually not like a big deal. I mean, yes, it's corruption, it's rewarding favors, it's cronyism, but it's the same thing. Like Barack Obama did it, the Clintons did it. Pretty much every president has rewarded their donors by giving them a plum ambassadorship. So I'm actually not worried about that. What I am worried about is how this is possibly intimidating the witnesses in these hearings. So now he got another tweet. He sent another tweet, and he said, they call it serving at the pleasure of the president. Okay. The U.S. now has a very strong and powerful foreign policy, much different than preceding administrations. It is called, quite simply, America First. With all of that, however, I have done far more for Ukraine than O, meaning Obama. Okay, so now the first tweet, much more relevant, of course, and he's basically going after a record. Like, your record was so terrible, so much better now with me and the people that I put in. Okay. Now, he also asserts that he can fire anyone. Not exactly 100% true. And not only that, he goes after Obama for kicks. Because, of course, Obama. Now, somebody really needs to take this guy's phone away. Why? It's because following this outburst, Representative Adam Schiff had paused her testimony in order to read the tweets Trump had sent out just a few minutes prior. I want to show you Adam Schiff discussing that. Take a look.
Ambassador, you've shown the courage to come forward today and testify. Notwithstanding the fact you were urged by the White House or State Department not to, notwithstanding the fact that, as you testified earlier, the president implicitly threatened you in that call record, and now the president in real time is attacking you. What effect do you think that has on other witnesses' willingness to come forward and expose wrongdoing?
Well, it's very intimidating.
It's designed to intimidate, is it not?
I mean, I can't speak to what the president is trying to do, but I think the effect is to be intimidating.
Well, I want to let you know, Ambassador, that some of us here take witness intimidation very, very seriously.
All right, so notice that last part from Schiff. That's actually quite threatening, right? We take this very, very seriously. Now, of course, it's Adam Schiff, so everything he sounds like, everything he says makes you want to fall asleep. I mean, I've been told that I have the ASMR voice that I put people to sleep. That guy, get me a pillow. God damn. So, okay. So he says this is very, very important. And this is why Trump's lawyers ought to be taking his phone away from him during these hearings, because he's literally handing the Democrats an article of impeachment. Eric Swalwell, after this, was telling reporters that these tweets are going to be considered in articles of impeachment as possible obstruction of justice. Oops. Look, the guy can't help himself. No, he thinks, and this is the Trump mind, right? And this is partly why MAGA people like him. He's like, I gotta fight back. I gotta fight back. I gotta be strong. I have a very strong response to Yovanovitch. No, here's the thing. This is why you have lawyers, you idiot. They're supposed to handle the defense. That's even why you have the Republicans there. They're supposed to handle the defense. If you try to do it, you are going to do obstruction of justice, and you're going to try to intimidate the witnesses, which you cannot do. You cannot do. You cannot go around trying to intimidate people. Look, I don't know if he knows that. I don't know if he's too stupid to know that, too stupid to understand, or it's this sense of cocky arrogance like, I'm the president. I can do anything I want. I don't know. Maybe that's based on the fact that he's never had to face any sort of consequences literally ever. So I don't know. Now, the thing is, on this case, it might be a big miscalculation, simply because over the last 3 years, he's been racking up quite a crime spree. And he's gotten away with it all so far. But now, here we go. At some point, his luck really has to run out. Okay? It has to. I mean, despite what the Justice Department under William Barr is arguing, the president is not above the law. So, look, what we're going to have to do is we're going to soon have to figure out over the next few months or maybe even the next year, however long these impeachment proceedings do they take, if we are a country that still actually has laws. Sadly, that's in the Senate Republicans' hands. And if not, I mean, if we don't have laws, well then, I hate to say it, but hey, America's been a pretty good experiment. We had a good run. What happens next? I don't know. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.